Hi guys, welcome on my show. This is Esala Andayi. I'm so glad you're watching. Thank you for being here. I'm a healthcare practitioner, a registered clinical officer. I'm also a health systems manager. I'm also an occupational health and safety practitioner, and I have a specialty in industrial hygiene. Currently, I work in occupational health, healthcare field, and I'm pleased actually to share one of the most interesting topic. You know what the topic is? Anybody can guess? I want to talk about alcoholism. But I'm not going to details and tell you, this will cause this, will cause this. I will not really go into the clinical effects of alcoholism. Because that's a big topic which subsequently we will be able to discuss. But in the meantime, I rather want to focus just on how much is too much. Everybody has been asking, and I think even you right now, you may be asking, you may be questioning, what is excessive alcohol? What is this limit that is considered to be excessive? Because every time you look at media, you look at published materials, you see they write excessive alcohol intake is harmful to your health, but we never know what is excessive. So that's something I want to base on. But before I base on, I love statistics, as I said. Being a scientist, I think statistics is one of the most important aspects of life, because it kind of builds a foundation whereby you can justify a certain argument, a foundation whereby you say, oh, this is evidence-based decision making, because our life is first by making decision every day. We make decision upon our own life, decide how much alcohol you want to drink, who you want to drink with, where, which type of alcohol. You decide, when you want any of your family members to be part of it or not, your friends. So, we have a lot of decisions that we make each day. Even you being on my channel and watching is a decision you've made. You have so many other important issues that you would have done, but you said, oh, let me take a minute and be on Dennis' show and see, what he's going to lie to us today, because I don't lie. So I just want to appreciate the fact that, with the statistics that are there, in US alone, about 3.3 million deaths occur just from alcoholism. And we will see the difference between excessive alcohol and just alcohol intake. We are going to see the difference. That's actually my topic today. So in Kenya, you may research a lot of statistics about alcohol. I've done that, trust me, before, but I never got some trusted statistics. We just have few, guys trying to juggle with information, and it's not clear. And some of these statistics we do, they are not really accredited or recognized. So you cannot just pick anything from the internet and go and tell people. You need to be really from an accredited body. So if that is US alone, you start thinking of Kenya, right? So you think the burden might be closer there, maybe different, but from those statistics you can realize there's a big issue here. Now, as a healthcare practitioner, I will always tell my patients, don't take too much alcohol. Reduce your alcohol intake. Stop taking alcohol. That how much is much. All right. So that's what we are discussing today. And this is a very short clip. I'm not gonna take too much of your time. So give me 5 or so minutes. I should be done. Now, again, in my other videos, I've said it's very difficult to run away from statistics. That's one thing I've realized. So difficult to run away from mathematics, chemistry, physics. These sciences, they hunt us everywhere we go. Throughout our life, we are faced with, it is a chemical, physical world. you can't run away from whatever. from them. And you to find interaction between this and this, it is mathematics. All right. So we are going to do a little bit more of that should be mathematics. I'll mention maybe a few things and we see what that means. Now, CDC, Center of Disease Control, which is established in US, is one of the major global health organization involved in health research. So it's based mainly in US. It is US based, US established, but it has achieved the international recognition, and they are doing CDC by itself is doing so many statistics. Jamaica, the CDC. You go to South Africa, Kenya, we have CDC. All over there is CDC, most of the places. So they do a lot of healthcare research, usually partnering with other organizations, like in Kenya, KEMRI, Kenya Medical Research Institute. Now, CDC statistics, they're very interesting. And this, my topic today will be based, specifically evidence-based, based on CDC statistics. So let's look at some mathematics. Have you ever heard of an ounce? Is it an ounce? Is it an ounce? Like OUNCE? Have you heard of that? What's that? It is a unit of measurement, but what is it? Alright, so that's a unit that we use to measure volume. It can also be used to measure volume. Alright, we know other ways of measuring volume, millimeters. We know of cubic meters. I don't know if we have cubic kilometers. Maybe that's a measurement for the whole volume of the space or something. So we have so many measurements of volume. So an ounce, or rather ounce, whichever way you want to pronounce it. I'm a Kenyan man, I'm not an Englishman, so I may pronounce as the Swahili way. You use word by word, you go by word. So like a word like Peter, you say Peter. We were, you say we were, or we were. So anyway, an ounce, which has the unit of symbol is OZ. All right. 1 ounce is 29.27. Let's just say 29 milliliters. Do you know what a meal is? Do you know the size of a meal? I don't know if I have anything to demonstrate meals. Let me check, guys. Let me check and see. But I will assume, because this might give you a rough picture. My coffee here, not the coffee itself, but the size of the volume of this cup, the capacity of this cup. The capacity of this coffee cup may be, by estimate, it should be around quarter liter. No, yeah, maybe 200 mils, or it may be 250 mils. All right, a quarter a liter. Two of these, will it form half a liter? Yes, I think so. So this is around 250 mils. Now I want you to imagine 29. It is almost a tenth of this. All right, so very little of it. If you have a syringe, you see, you can look at the syringe size. For those who have come, I know everybody has seen a syringe, because all of us had being pricked, when we go to a health facility, and it is, most of the time we remember what we don't like than what we like. You will remember who assaulted you today in the morning, or somebody who upset you, but you not remember that guy who said thank you, somebody who said God bless you, stuff like that. You won't remember that. So naturally remember those nasty, stuff, painful thing, or something emotional, stuff like that. Anyway, so an ounce, if I take back my coffee cup, an ounce is equal to 29 mils. All right. Now, what is the basis of me giving you that figure? That's not CDC statistics. That's just how it is. Just like you can say 1,000 meters is 1 kilometer. That's just what it is. That's not like research or something. That's what it is. All right. So, according to CDC, because we are going to talk about excessive alcohol, and I will tell you, this number of drinks is excessive alcohol. But alcohol is in so many forms with different concentrations. So if I tell you 5 drinks is excessive alcohol, then you're wondering, it may be 5 of this, right? It may be 5 of this. It may also be, just a minute, let me demonstrate something. It may be 5 of this. They are still 5. The problem is 5 is not, which size of each 5. So, just a minute, I'll be back. I'll be right back, sorry. So, I'm back. So, what is a drink? What does it mean by saying a drink? Alright? So this is what is defined by a drink. But I want to use the simplest way so that you can remember very clearly. Now, how much alcohol is in wine? You have like 3 types of alcohol by concentration. So we have spirits. Alright? So spirits, they are usually 40% on average. Might be a slight variation. Then wine is 12%. All right. Then the rest of the alcohol is around 5%. I know, like Tusker should be around that figure, maybe less, 4 point something. Guinness should be, is it 6.5 or something? The beer. So beer is 5%, all right, on average. Wine is 12% and spirits is 40%. So it means in spirits you have, if you remove the water that was used to dilute, all right, you remain with 40% ethanol. Alcohol is ethanol, so you remain with 40% ethanol. So if you have 100 mils of alcohol and you remove the water content, all right, by some form of maybe distillation or so, you will end up with 40 mils. That's what it means by percentage. It's 40 out of 100. For every 100 mils, there is 40 mils. Or for every 4 mils, there is 10 mils. All right? So that's what it means. Now, for wine, it's 12%. 12 parts of ethanol for every 100 mils. All right? Then for beer, on average, is 5. So 5 parts of beer for every, rather ethanol, for every 100 mils. So that's what it means. So according to CDC statistics, without again going back into ounce, because it uses ounces, but you can convert. One drink is defined as the following. That means 1 drink of beer is not the same amount, physical amount, as 1 drink of wine, and is not the same physical amount as 1 drink of spirit, because the concentration is different. All right, because there is more alcohol in spirit than wine, and wine than beer. So beer has the least amount of alcohol. So one drink, this is where you must get it right. And I'm going to use mils just not to confuse you, because nationally I doubt if we use ounces. We use mils, liters, that's what we are used to. So beer, 1 drink of beer is the same as 355 mils of beer. 355 mils of beer is 1 drink. There's no other figure. This is CDC statistics, Center of Disease Control. And trust me, there's no other better figure. Online, go check, you won't find a better figure. And even if you find, they are using CDC statistics. All right? We have something we call International Institute of Alcohol and Alcoholism. International Agency of Alcohol and Alcoholism. IAAA. So the IAAA, they're also using CDC statistics. All right? So if you say, I've taken 5 drinks, make sure you're talking about 355 meals 5 times. So if I am taking a beer which is 750 meals, that is almost 2 drinks, because 355 times 2 is 710. So 750 mils is around 2 drinks. Beer should be, my right, is 1 liter, or I think the smaller one should be around that 1 drink of 355 mils. The big one should be 500, and 500, that means it is like 1.5 drinks. Okay. Now, what about when it comes to wine? Now, wine has what percentage do we talk about? Wine has 12%. Wine is 12%, right? So we want to see, what about wine? How much is much when we talk about wine? So wine, now that is 150 mils. To be accurate, is 148 mils. So 148 mils of wine, 12% wine, 148 mils, 148 mils. Remember, I showed you this cup and I say this is approximately 250 mils, so 148 should be maybe a third of this or something. All right, rather 3/4, 3/4 or something. So no, should be around 2/3 of this. So 148 mils of wine. The mils of whatever you are taking is always indicated. If you're using a glass, you're using whatever you are using, you can measure, because like wine, you want to know. Beer, you'll take all of it, and you know I've taken 500 mils, a whole bottle. But I don't expect you to take a whole bottle of wine, because that's what we want to talk about here and say, no, that's not good for you. It's not good for your health, not good for your family, it's not good for your even fertility. So a lot of problems. Now, so we go to so 148 mils of 12% wine is 1 drink. That's what we call a drink. Remember, for beer, a drink was 355 mils. This one is 148 mils. All right. Then now we go to, our most concentrated spirits. Men love spirits. We love spirits so much. You go somewhere and you feel like, oh, if I'm taking beer, I look like a woman, or I'm cheap, or stuff like that. We never know. The brightest generation is our women, because they don't risk, man. They just look at you and they're like, what are you doing? You ask them, you ask ladies, you say, oh, my wife, do you want to take some, spirit? And they're like, oh, no, I'm not taking that. For me, just give me Tusker malt, whatever it is. Some take soda, some take, energy drinks and stuff. I think they know what they're doing. And by that, do you realize one thing? Do you realize men die younger than women? Do you realize that? Have you seen families who this is statistics, who dies before the other? It's more men than women, or women than men in families. You realize men die younger than women because we expose ourselves to so many risk factors. We are actually the weak generation. the gender, the female gender, is a strong generation in so many ways. This is a topic for another day. Then, so our spirits, did you know, only 44 meals. 44 meals, not 50, not 45. 44 meals only, of 40%, and it's always 40%. I think I've not seen anything below 40. Can't remember. I don't even look at spirits these days. So 44%, the other 44 meals is one drink. Do you remember alcohol is 355 meals, the other beer is 355 meals. This one is 44. It means these 44 meals of spirit is the same as 355 meals of beer. Which is more toxic? My friend, this is like taking poison. And then you see a guy just gets beer and the spirit, and you're doing all those, they call it what? Thoughts. Yeah, right? Take a thought and another thought, and you say, this is a small amount. Some other guy has huge bottles of beer on the table. As a health practitioner, I'll appreciate that guy who looks cheap, and I'll not applaud this guy who looks like he's the guy here, he rocks, right? And if the two, they don't know how to make a decision and love each other, somebody's in between them. The 12% guy who is cool, he plays it and he says, he thinks, I'm not taking less, I am not cheap like the beer guys, but I'm not also risking my life like this spirit guy. And that was just a joke. Most people don't even want it to be called spirit, because we have cheaper ones and you have very expensive ones. Where will you even classify what we call in Kenya janga, local brew? Where will you classify it? Is it beer? Is it, wine? Is it spirit? Have you ever tasted it? If you haven't, because I know not everybody will say I've never tasted janga, including me. In fact, everybody has tasted, but everybody will say I haven't, including me. That's how serious it is. So have you ever tasted it? How does it taste? Does it taste like wine, concentration wise? No. Trust me, that is within the 40% limit. So guys, that's my topic for today. Remember, a drink is 355 mils of beer, or 44 mils of spirits, or as much as 148 mils of wine. And one thing that, I've remembered a very important aspect. I've told you that, but I've not told you what is excess. When do you say excessive drinking? Which drinking is safe? So excessive drinking, we look at it per week, then we look at it per day, per sitting. So if you sit down, you're a woman. We start with ladies, then we go to men. There's a difference. Women, they have a fairly slow metabolism compared to men. All right. So what happens is alcohol will stay in their system more than men. So men will there's a lot of excretion in men as compared to women. So you realize little of it in women will affect, rather I'll say, alcohol retention in the body is more in the women than in the men. So it means women should take less for them to be the same level as a man's intake. So what is excess? Excess alcohol. This is Center of Disease Control Statistics, or International Agency of Alcohol and Alcoholism. It's the same thing. Excess is when a woman takes more than 4 in one sitting. More than 4, 5 and more in one sitting. You sit down, you take more than 4. And one sitting is considered as 2 hours. So if you take more than 4 in 2 hours, 4 of those drinks in 2 hours, then that's what we call excessive drinking. So that is excessive drinking. Remember, more than 4 drinks. And a drink is the amount per concentration, as I have said before. It's not a general amount. Each type of alcohol has its own definition of a drink. Its own amount that, when reached, we say it's a drink. All right. So 4 or more in one sitting for ladies. Then for men, it's 5 or more in one sitting. The difference is 1 bottle, rather 1 drink. Sorry. What about if I'm taking today, I don't take tomorrow? Today I take maybe 3, tomorrow 3, the next day 3, the next 3. So by the time the month is done, I've taken 90, 3 per day. You want to tell me that's not excessive drinking? And somebody else just went, sat down and took 10 and never drank again for the whole month. So that person took 10, which is more than what I have said. So you can classify as excessive. In one sitting, that person took, maybe in 2 sittings, that person took 10. All right? Let's say in one sitting, because something like spirits, you tot, and that tot, I think one might be that 44 or something, 44 mil, 45 mil. So if you take 10 of them, you've taken 10 drinks, and then you never take again until the end of the month. So you actually took 10 in the whole month. But somebody else was taking just 2 every day. So in a month, that person has taken 60. So you want to tell me that person who has taken 60 in a month, and this gentleman or lady who has taken 10 drinks, that the 90 is okay just because he was taking 2, and 2 in every sitting, and 2 is okay? No. So we have to find another way how to look at it in terms of distribution for a long time, concentration for a long time, total amount consumed for 1 month. So for women, if you take 8 or more, all right, sorry, it is more than 8. If you take more than 8 in a week, more than 8 in a week, and you're a lady, every week you take more than 8, that is excessive drinking. Now for men, the figure is always higher if you take more than 14. So if you take 1 drink per day, then you have 14 in a week, maybe no problem. If you take 2, tomorrow you take 1, another day you take 2, then in a week you have 15 or 20, then that is excessive drinking. So that's the difference. So excessive drinking for women is taking alcohol more than 4 drinks per sitting, or more than 8 drinks per week. For men is taking alcohol more than 5 drinks per sitting, or 14 drinks, more than 14 drinks per week. That's the difference, and we have defined what is a drink. So thank you very much for joining my show. Again, my name is Esala Andayi. I love being here. I know I've kept you here. I hope this is useful. You can subscribe on my channel, invite other people who want to join my channel. Subsequently, we'll do more other just simple health talk, freestyle health talk, nothing technical about your health. If you have any specific area you want me to teach, I'm very happy and very willing to do a video for you. Thank you very much. Again, welcome to my channel.